It's time for 6 minutes.
6 minutes, 6 minutes, 6 minutes that get French your own.
The Odd Couple debates, and you decide the winner. But there's a catch. They only have 6 minutes.
That's right. It is 6 minutes. The Odd Couple, Fox Sports Radio, the segment that's sweeping the nation. If you want to be a judge, call in right now. Still got some spots open at 877-996-6369. So you can decide this debate once and for all between Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Now, today's topic, we've kind of touched on it here and there throughout the last 2 years of the show, but we're going to settle it finally today, right now, Fox Sports Radio. Who is the greatest shooter in NBA history? Chris Broussard says it's Steph Curry. Rob Parker, the reigning champion, says it's Ray Allen. Now, Rob, as the reigning champion, you're going to get first ups. You got 2 minutes to state your case. Let's go.
It's real simple. Ray Allen has made more threes and has made more clutch threes. That's what it comes down to. Steph Curry can make all the regular season threes he wants. He doesn't make the big shots. He's more like a high-paid Harlem Globetrotter making trick shots. But since 2000, Steph is only shooting 35% for his career in the last 2 minutes of close playoff games. By comparison, the other stars in the league, Durant shoots higher, 40%. Duncan shot higher, 40%. LeBron, 40%. Kobe, 42%. How about in the finals? Curry's free throw percentage dropped 5.5% and 4.5% from three. When you talk about the finals, his efficiency rating also drops in the playoffs. His turnovers increase. Steph is only 4 for 15 or 26% on shots to tie or win the game with less than 24 seconds to go. This is what I'm talking about. If you want to be considered the greatest shooter of all time, you have to make big shots when the games matter. One of the greatest shots in history, Ray Allen made. We're still waiting for Steph Curry's biggest shot. I'm waiting. I don't hear it. I'm waiting. And you know what? You can like Steph Curry and say he's magical and, oh my God, did you see that half-court shot? Make it when it matters. Ray Allen saved LeBron's bacon with one of the biggest threes in the history of the NBA. I would give Ray Allen the ball anytime over Steph Curry. Steph Curry is not the greatest shooter. It's Ray Allen.
Stop it with that madness. The question wasn't who's the best clutch shooter. It's who's the best shooter. And it's easily Steph Curry. He's such a great shooter, Rob Parker, that he changed the game of basketball. From the elementary level to the NBA level, the game is played differently because of how great a shooter Steph Curry is. From the number of threes that teams attempt to the spacing on the floor, it's all changed because as Steph Curry shoots it so well, he made the center position non-existent, a position that was fundamental to the game of basketball for 65 years. He eliminated it because he shoots it so well. There's many great shooters, including Ray Allen before him, but none of them shot it so well that they changed the game of basketball. If they did, they would have done it. No one has said Bird, Ray Allen, Reggie Miller, Jerry West changed the game. And because Steph changed the game, when you tell the story of basketball, he is on the first page. It's Bill Russell, Wilt, maybe Oscar, Dr. J, Bird, Magic, Kareem, Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, Shaq, Duncan, and Steph. If they mention Ray Allen in the story, it's mentioned as an accessory, as a supporting role player to LeBron James's story. If Reggie Miller's mentioned, it's as a victim of Michael Jordan's story. Steph is mentioned because of his shooting. You know you a legend when they talk about the next one. You ever heard anybody say who's the next Ray Allen? No. But every year they're looking for the next Steph. Is it Dame Dollar? Is it Trae Young? Steph Curry is easily the best shooter of all time. 43% all time from three. Ray Allen, not even close to that. Stop it, Rob Parker.
And, of course, Steph Curry, you're right, he has to be mentioned because he's the author of the biggest choke in the history of the NBA. He's such a great shooter, he couldn't even get his team one win in 3 games. They won 73 games, and Steph is so great, he couldn't even get it. And he couldn't even get them one win. And then you talk about where he fits in. Kevin Durant took his team like his lunch money. He came to Golden State, said, give me that. Took his team, took his MVPs. Even Iguodala has a finals MVP, and Steph has nothing. He's holding a myth. He's a mirage. He's not real. Real guys win MVPs when it matters. Ask Michael Jordan. Ask Isaiah Thomas. Ask Larry Bird. Ask Magic Johnson, all the greats. He has 0. He can't be the greatest shooter because he's never won a finals MVP when it mattered.
Well, Ray Allen hasn't either, so shut that mess up. There's 3 players in history who shot free throws over 90%. Guess what? Steph Curry's #1 best free throw shooter in history, 90.6%, and he does that in the playoffs and the finals too. Ray Allen, not among those 3. If he's not clutch, why has he got more three-pointers than anybody in the playoffs? More three-pointers than anybody in the finals. Averages 26 points a game in the playoffs and in the finals, 3 more than he does in the regular season. If he's not clutch, how's he got 3 rings? When Ray Allen had his own team, they couldn't even get to the finals. Steph Curry had his own team, and they won the finals. This is madness, Rob Parker. It's easily Steph Curry. Not before last season, the GM survey, 44% of them said they want Steph taking the last shot. No other player got more than 11%. It's still done, Steph.
Oh, my goodness. Someone turn on the air conditioner. It's getting hot in here. That was easily the most contentious 6 minutes we've had so far in the segment's history. We got to go to the judges, though, because I know who I think won, but my vote doesn't count. It's all about the callers in this situation. So let's get it started. Judge number 1, James in Virginia. Who do you got and why?
Oh, well, thank you for taking my call, gentlemen. Happy Friday, man. Hail to the Redskins, man. I think both of y'all gentlemen did a great job, man. And I think if we're talking clutch, it's definitely Ray Allen, but you know, Chris, I was surprised, man. You sold me on the second one, man. The best free throw percentage, 90%. I mean, the guy did change the game. So I'm going to go with Steph Curry, even though I was leaning for Ray Allen and for Rob Parker, man. But you sold me, Chris. You sold me, man.
Thank you, brother.
There's 1 for Chris Broussard and Steph Curry. Let's move up to Seattle. Coop, who you think won this one and why?
That's Chris. And Chris, I know you're surprised. You can sit down straight. Yeah, Steph Curry is the greatest. I mean, long ball shooter. And, I mean, it's not even close. So you guys have a good weekend.
All right, brother, you too.
We could have a clean sweep on our hands. Chris is only 1 vote away from getting the title. Sean in Sacramento, who won that debate and why?
Man, it comes down to one thing. Facts, man. This over here killing Rob with them facts. If you need to take days off to do research like that, take many more, brother. Chris with the clean sweep, man, hands down.
Bring it! Bring it! That's right! The first sweep in the history of 6 minutes. Bring that beat back. Yeah! Bring that beat back, boy! 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh, you're on! There's a new champion in town. That's right. Good job, Rob, though. You put up a good effort. My Fab Five, I do it every Friday. My Fab Five, this show, I had the 5 most intriguing storylines of the NBA reboot. At number 1, I had if Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving return to the Brooklyn Nets. Now, I know there were reports today from Nets Daily and NetsDaily.com and from the New York Post that Durant will not come back. If that's the case, fine. I will not pressure him, criticize him, or anything for not playing because it's his body and it's his mind. And all of that has to be right for him to come back. What I am saying is this, my opinion. If he's 100% healthy, Rob, 100%, like doctors are like, you're back. Yeah, you don't want to play, it's up to you, but you're back. Your body is fine. You know, there's no, you risk no injury that you wouldn't have risked, before you got hurt. Like, you're fine. I think this is a grand opportunity for Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. It's both of them to me. It's got to be both, because they will have no chance of winning with just Durant or just Kyrie. If they come back, it should be as a package deal. And I see this, Rob, as a great opportunity for them to sneak a championship. And I'm not saying I wouldn't favor them in the overall, and I wouldn't even favor them in the East. I'm just saying those two are so great. The Nets have a nice cast of role players. This whole situation is jammed up. And Antonio Daniels said it himself, like, no, these guys haven't been playing for 3 months. Like, no, they're going to be rusty. They're going to be not in game shape initially. This is an opportunity in a truncated season for the Nets to make some noise with house money. Because if they come back and they lose early, nobody's going to, oh, Durant's rusty. We get it. He hadn't played with Kyrie before, hadn't played with his other teammates. We get it. We'll see him next year. But if you make something happen, and you know how obsessed Kevin Durant is, Rob, with being perceived as better than LeBron. What if he came back and led the Nets to the championship this year? I mean, my goodness. That would be huge. And Kyrie, you know how much he would love to beat LeBron. So I'm not going to criticize either one if they don't come back, because it's their careers, their bodies, their minds. I'm just saying if they're 100%, I think they should.
No way, no how should Kevin Durant even think about coming back this year. Even if that's what the doctors told him last time, that you can't re-injure this, you're all right, go back out there. He cannot afford, and if I'm net ownership, I don't want him out there. I'd rather him fully heal up, give our franchise a chance to win when those two guys are back, healthy, in the mix, have played with their teammates, have a feel for each other, to throw this together last minute like Michael Jordan when he showed up in the last 2 weeks of the regular season thinking that he was going to come back and win and get in the playoffs and they were going to win. That doesn't work, Chris. It's never worked. It's too big of a risk. The worst thing that could happen is he further injure himself, further ruin his career, and he's a young guy with a lot of time to go. It doesn't matter about this year. LeBron's only getting older. If they can win a championship, all they need to do is bring one championship to Brooklyn, and the dialogue about Kevin Durant will be different, about what he was able to do, going to Golden State, winning those MVPs in the championship. And if he could do it again and take a franchise that had never won, I should say, in the Brooklyn Nets and win a championship, that's going to be good enough. Why be half safe? Why try to be the hero when it could be disastrous? And God forbid he went out there not really, fully ready to go, and even though he might have felt good and he was playing 5-on-5.
He was playing 5-on-5 in March, Rob.
I got it. But if he gets hurt again, if he gets hurt next season, Chris, then you just chalk it up as, you know what I mean? Like he's going to be injury prone and this is nothing you could do. If he gets hurt now, it will be devastating. And I just think the Nets can't afford to have that happen. They're not, with the teams that are in the East, it's not like it's wide open and there's nobody there. Giannis and the Bucks have put together one of the greatest seasons ever. I'm just saying it ain't wide open for the Nets to win, and I wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't do it.
I hear you, and a lot of what you said, you mentioned a few things. You said, why risk it? Get fully healthy. I agree with you in the get fully healthy and all that. Because I've said it. If he's not 100%, then don't play. And hopefully he's got different doctors, Rob, right? He's not listening to those dudes who told him to get out there and play for the Warriors. You and I aren't even close to being doctors, and we knew.
We knew that was a
That's
mistake
ridiculous,
even before
right.
that. We both talked about it, that it was just a
That
mistake.
was just crazy. But here's what I'm saying. Demarcus Cousins, whose body type is entirely different from Kevin Durant, he came back from an Achilles injury after 357 days. Chauncey Billups, he came back from the Achilles injury after 296 days. If Kevin Durant were to play in game 1, July 31st, it would have been over 400 days since his injury. 400 days. And again, if he's not fully healthy, fine. But I'm saying if he's fully healthy, why not? If you're under no more risk to play on July 31st than you'll be on December 25th or whenever they start the season, then why not play? Because if you're, again, getting full clearance from all the legitimate doctors, he was playing 5-on-5. What I do, if I'm KD, and again, maybe he's said, look, no way. But go out there, if you're playing 5-on-5 in March, if you can still, and the reports are that they're concerned, which is legitimate, that his rehab was disrupted, Rob, because of the virus. And so obviously he couldn't continue playing 5-on-5. That's legitimate. If that's the case, fine. But if he can practice with his team, maybe initially he's playing 5-on-5 with the assistant coaches and trainers like he was before. And if he's eventually practicing with the team, and he's good and he's fine, like that's completely different from when he came back in Golden State. He couldn't even move laterally. They told him keep running straight. That's ridiculous. And I look at the East, Rob, and I agree it's gotten better. But Milwaukee's got one superstar. Toronto has no superstars. Boston is young. Indiana's got, they're mediocre at best. Or they're a little better than mediocre. Miami, okay, all right. Philadelphia's immature. Like, this could be a magical run. And you're right, it'll be there next year. But these are some odd circumstances. You mentioned Michael Jordan coming back. Yeah, but the league had been playing. Everybody was in shape. They were in midseason form.
Yeah, but
Durant would be just almost where everybody else is.
Nah, he hasn't played all year, Chris, and he hasn't played with that team. I just don't think.
So it'd be some option. I'm not saying they just step in swimmingly. That's why I said if you don't look good, fine.
I wouldn't chance it. I would just caution. I would be cautious. I just think that the Nets have something if they got these guys for the next 3 years. The goal is they're not trying to win 3 championships in a row. They're trying to bring a championship.
You're trying to win every time.
They're trying to bring a championship to Brooklyn. I'm just saying.
As competitive as you are.
No, but I'm not saying they're not trying. But I'm saying, if their goal is to come to New York and win a championship, and if they do that before the Knicks could get their act together the Knicks aren't winning a championship next year. Right. But I'm just saying, what a crown that would be. What an accomplishment to go to a quote-unquote, I'm not going to say all the way because the Nets have had some good teams and made the playoffs last year and whatnot, but they haven't won it. And a downtrodden organization that has never won, it would be a major feather in the cap of Kevin Durant. It just would.
But see, I don't think coming back again, if he's 100%, and Kyrie's got to be 100% too. And the thing about Kyrie, Rob, is he's injury prone too. That's the thing. There's no guarantee Kyrie's going to be, and I know there's no guarantee for anybody, but with his injury history, there's no guarantee he's going to be healthy for the next 3 years. And so this, to me, this shot, this is like in addition to playing with house money, it might be easier to win it this year or at least get to the finals than it would be going forward, because you got to go through a tough 82-game season and all that. Everybody's out, been off for 3 months. They're going to be rusty. I just think it could be an opportunity. That's all I'm saying. And KD, look, one thing we know about KD, he loves to play. He loves to play basketball. And I wouldn't be surprised, Rob, if he's playing and practicing with the team and he feels good, if he's like, man, I'm ready. Because you know how it is, Rob. You don't get the opportunity to win championships very often. You really don't. I mean, there's only if you just go back.
If he got seriously hurt, though, he would be. It would be devastating.
But would it be
to
related to the injury?
Yeah,
or
but
would
I'm
it
just
just
saying,
be if he's been off 400 days?
But if he's hurt, just to get hurt a second year in a row after missing all season and coming back when the plan was not to come back at all, and then if you would even then you have the season coming up in December or whatever. Just wait, get your team together, figure it all out, and make a real honest run at it. They'd have a chance. I just don't believe that they have the chance you're making it out to be, and I think it's too risky. I'm going to play it safe.